Okay. So
yep.
The teams that have to get down there, and then these are, for the people listening, I would be remiss if I didn't try to steal some of your time. I assume you get paid for your time, but you came on here for free, and now I'm just going to exploit that. So from your optic now, with all of your experience, right, one of the big questions we get when people get together down there is they have no idea, we say we want to see teamwork when we get there. It's one of the attributes that we assess for at assessment selection. We want to see teamwork, and we want to see you be a leader at your level. And the answer we always get is, I don't know how to be a team player at this level. It's an individual event, really. And then the number two is, well, how can I be a leader if I'm not the one that's actually leading the thing? What advice would you give in that teamwork? Because teamwork and leadership play off of one another, just like that ninja star you were talking about. Sometimes, one of those points is going to be the action end of it, but sometimes, you're just the rotating of it. So, kind of given that weird scenario, bringing people in right off the street, throwing them into this crucible sort of event, what kind of advice do you have for those people?
Self-awareness is where it starts, and understanding what you bring to the mix. And I always use the analogy like you are a weather system. So understanding what your weather system brings, and from a leadership perspective, if you're lightning and thunder, people are going to run and hide from you because it's raining, right? Or you're going to drown everything out. But really, that self-awareness piece, and that's going to help you tamp down your ego. I was talking to a young Marine one time at the dry cleaning thing, and I was with my Sergeant Major battle buddy, and he started, of course, talking to the young, I think he was a sergeant, and just like sergeants major do, right? They're like, hey, Marine, what are you doing? How are you doing today? And this young guy's like, oh, I'm going to ANS to MARSOC, right? To take ANS. And he's like, oh, you should talk to the Master Chief. He just came from there, right? And so this guy immediately rolls into telling me how fast he can swim, how, what a great runner he is. It was me. And I don't know if I just became aware of this term the other day on the Google. I found it. It's called the 9th letter leader. The 9th letter in the alphabet is I. So it's I, me, and mine. And those pronouns project individualism, selfishness, ownership, right? And nobody likes. I argue that there's a positive side to I. And it's the I, like I know myself, what my core values are, what I stand for, all of that, right? So this young sergeant was telling me all the physical attributes that he thought he needed to get through ANS. And I let him go on for a little while. And I said, all right, brother, that's awesome. I said, but what are you bringing to the team? And he was really caught on his heels. And I said, everybody who's there can run far and swim fast and do lots of push-ups and pull-ups. That's why they're there. What are you bringing to the team? What are you able to put yourself down? And I don't mean down, I mean step down and take a support role when somebody else is better at something than you. And then how are you going to shift gears into the leadership role when you're the one that's better at something? That's what people are looking for in these assessment and selection, or just in the world in general, is for me to say, hey, I'm better at swimming than you are, and I know you're struggling, so let's go to the pool on the weekend and I'll help you with your stroke so you can get better. Or let me carry a little extra weight because I'm bigger than you are and we all have to get through this together. That's the piece. It's the human, again, it's the human element. It's not the pounding on your chest, like who's winning the race. And I know from personal experience, and this is what I told them, I said, they're going to be watching how you interact as a leader and a team member, which are symbiotic or synonymous or what, a good leader is a great follower. And a great follower is a good leader. And you've got to constantly be shifting gears into which role you need to be playing at that time. In an environment where there's a bunch of alphas, male and female, right? Everybody's bidding for that, to be the best. The best is really the one who knows when and where they need to support others because A, they're not as good at it, or B, they're better at it. And it's time for me to provide that support.